Hello. I'm not sure if I'm live as yet, but I'm hoping I am. I'm creating this stream tonight just to test our new format for our weekly or semi-weekly or semi-monthly or whatever we decide to do it channel where we can talk and discuss all things on passive. I didn't do much advertising today because I wanted to get all the flaws out of it before we really put it out there where everybody would be coming to join us. My name is Willow Griffith, and I'm an onpassive.com founder. And I want to create this platform to talk about all things on passive, to let everyone know how wonderful this new corporation is going to be for the world. And we're so very, very close to launch right now that I wanted to get on and share with my friends who cannot sleep at night because we are all worried to death, about what's going to come next, that we are pacing the floor, so to speak. So I wanted to give a haven to those that wanted to speak and to come in and to talk and to share and discuss our launch process, discuss all the vital things that we worry about with On Passive, which we really don't have any worries. We just have to be patient and let it all roll out like Ash Mafara, our CEO, has designed it to do. As we go through the process of pre-launch and testing, branding, marketing our brand, we're getting more and more and more nervous about when we are going to launch. Well, we're already launching. We are started a launch in Dubai when we broadcast on the 25th of last month. So we've already got a start on the launch around the world. On Passive is a company that's in over 212 nations. And we're a legit corporation that has real products. There's my sweet Jeannie. Thank you, darling, for showing up. I wasn't sure anybody was going to come tonight because I didn't do much advertising, darling. But I'm so glad to see you. If you have any questions for me, please ask me, and I will get back to you just as fast as I can. I was kind of giving a little rundown about what this channel is going to be about. And so I am very glad you're here to give me suggestions. If I don't catch it right away, I will pick up on it. I wanted to speak to those who are interested in all things on passive, where we started, where we came from, and where we're going. So I hope that I can, like I say, this is just the beginning, Jeannie. And what I want you to do is to get with Bill Must and and sing a song for me for my thumbnails when we set them up. I love to hear you sing. You are so wonderful. So we'll have to talk about that later. And I hope that you will give me suggestions about what topics we should be discussing here. I'd like you to be a co host here. I can invite up to 6 people without going through Zoom. But if we need to, we can broadcast through Zoom and have it just like on our regular webinars. But I kind of wanted this closeness, this chatty kind of thing at the beginning. Do you think that that sounds good to you? Is that something that you think might work? I'll tell you about me. I'm an open book here, and that'll give me really good practice for what is to come. So I'll tell you all about me. A lot of people don't know that I am a spiritual psychic, that I'm also going to have an alternative channel here teaching metaphysical meditation, visualization, healing, all of those things. So I was a retired psychologist, Jean, and then I got tired of that, retired, but I've done many, many other things. But I want to share with everybody why I want co-presenters. Anyway, to round it up, I am an old lady that's worked a lot. That's okay. There's a delay sometimes in speech too. They'll lag it. Don't worry, I'm catching all of your questions. Um, I want to try different formats out, but this is the one that I'm really working on. I want people to know me as a person. Like you said, I want to know more about you. I'd let you call me on my phone, but right now, the last week and a half, we've had nothing but trouble with our phones. So my phone is not even working now. We have landline phones, so that's why. Well, I tell you what, we'll get together, you and I, on Zoom, and we'll bring in a few other people that want to, give me some advice too, and we'll just chat. And I will answer all your questions. I'll answer any questions you have now. I'm rather an open book. Everything. I have been in the community of Blog Talk Radio for I don't know how many years. I think it was over 20, but not quite. Uh, I have worked all my life to help others, and so oh bless really is my great love here. Excuse me. I got started with On Passive at the beginning of 2019, March of 2019. I joined, and I have been waiting for On Passive for 3 years, to come out with Oh Bless and some of the other products. So I'm all about helping people, and I counsel battered women in 3 different crisis centers right now. Voluntarily, I counsel them, and I have a full-blown business on the side also of spiritual counseling, where I have clients that had clients for 20 years. I agree with you, Jeannie. Oh, Bless is going to change the world practically overnight. Exactly right. I was talking to a lady today. She just blew me away, Jeannie. And I'm one of those weepy kind of women. She's had such a tragedy in her life that um, I don't want to talk about it out loud, without her permission. But I told her about Oh Bless and what I was planning to do to help my clients and those that are suffering right now in the economy and the world, and it's open season on women out there, and she's a Native American. And we got in, to a brief, kind of conversation of what Old Bless was going to do for the world. And she started to weep, Jean, and she couldn't stop because with Native American women, they have very few options if they stay on the reservation. And she was on the reservation, and her young son was murdered. So she she's so vulnerable, but she was so excited about Oh Bless that I couldn't contain her. And so I know that other people that have had tragedy in their lives, and a lot of the people that I signed up were women that had been in tragic situations, and they're running with the ball. They're just so excited about on passive. They're holding their breath till it starts. So I want you to meet all of the girls, or I call them my girls, in that I have brought into on passive because they're all uniquely fascinating like you. Like I have one that is a funeral director in a small town, and she is just magnificent, and another is a tremendous artist. So we have women of all, and we have our token man that is, I forget what he's a foot doctor, and I love him. His name is Bryn, and so I'm gonna get them all to come to the. They've just been waiting for me to start this, and I kept putting it off, and I finally said I'm going to do it no matter what, even if I flop at it. But I cannot tell you how glad I am you're here to talk to me for a little while, and we can discuss what we're going. You might think is some good ideas for me to talk about because I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but I got a little bit after 3 years. The format of the webinars for a lot of people, it was kind of it was the same old stuff all the time, and so they were coming, but they were out of loyalty. And so I thought maybe if I could have a platform where they can have a voice no matter what, if they want to complain, they can. And if they don't, they don't, whatever they want to do without any terrible controls. I mean, I don't want anybody bad mouthing on passive. I'll kick them out in a heartbeat. But I mean, I think people should be able to talk about themselves, and that's what I want to open up. That's my big desire. And having you is just miraculous. It's so exciting to me to do this because good God, I'm not a movie star in any way, shape, or form. I don't have your beautiful poise and face and everything. I'm kind of one of these grandmas come across as a grandma. But I have a lot of young clients too, and we get along great. So I hope I can bring them on board on passive. Um, oh, me too, Jeannie. I am so pleased with the people of on passive. I can't find a nicer group anywhere. I'm loving it. I know I'm a silly old woman, but I was hoping that we could get conversations going with Marty and me and Red and a few of them. They could drop in and boost this. I'm gonna twist Marty's arm and said, I've been going to your lives ever since you started. You got to check me out at least once. I'm going to be working with Michael too. Ojantambia, I think is his last name, on Sunday also, and I really want you to go to his Sunday uh, webinars because Mike is a engineer. Mike, do you know who I'm talking about? Oh, I think he is too. He just makes my heart sing. Uh, you're you're coming across fine for me, so don't worry. I can see it. You know, I just kind of want people to come in and add, instead of separating them out like presenters and co-hosts or anything, just really open. That's my desire, like open conversations. That's why I wanted to call it after hours. I didn't I don't believe in being in control of other people. And so sometimes I think that we need to relax and let people do what they do, well. And that's what I want to get started. And I want to do it 3 times a week if I can, where people have someplace to go when they don't want to sleep. And right now in the world, if you noticed, there's so much turmoil. So many people can't sleep. They're so worried and so distraught. Maybe we can lift them up. I am also going to be teaching people how to do a meditation that will take them into relaxation immediately. And so they can learn to, when they want to meditate and they want to manifest things, that they can do it by triggering their subconscious. And I do that. I teach it on a weekly basis, and so uh, would that be out of line, you think, with on passive if I taught people how to do uh, a very, very effective meditation that we use in healing people and healing lives, and teach them how to do it and use it on their own? Do you think, Jeannie, that would work as a closing every night? Maybe show them another. Uh, you don't think it would be kind of um, off topic, too far off topic? I see people like Patty and some of the others that get just distraught over the weight, and I would love to teach them how to deal with that, and you can do that with self hypnosis and by learning to go within. And so I thought I would just develop a nice conversational type of meditation they could use 2 or 3 times a day to bring their vibrations up, but calm their nerves down. So I'm thinking about that. I Yes, silent. Well, I meditate with mask, and I'm going to teach people how to use mask, like sleep mask. You know, a different colored sleep mask and things like that. They can use any color they want. Uh, and I don't go into the different religions, but I do go into getting control of your powerful inner voice. So that's my goal, is to teach you how to get control of that negative voice that kind of sits on your shoulders and yada, yada, yadas. And you sometimes don't know how to deal with it. But I use a mask. So I want to teach people to use a mask to meditate, especially before they go to retire at night, because you can get into much deeper, richer meditations by using a mask. And I started at the University of Virginia, and they taught us how to function behind a mask and do remote viewing. Have you ever heard of that? And so I learned remote viewing um, behind a mask. And a lot of people don't use that, but I do. I like using it. You can get very deep into meditation using a sleep mask. And so I thought, well, I'll just teach them a quick concept, and they can go to my other channel if they want to get into any really deeper stuff. But I have, yes, and I use colored lights. Like I have a visualization lamp that I got that I use for our healing class because we heat using color. I mean, we heal using color therapy. So it is a bulb, a round sphere, and you have a little remote control, and you can change the colors on it. Oh, that is wonderful. If there's anything I can help you with that you've reached a stopgap, um, and you don't understand what you're doing, just send me a message and I will tell you what I know. And, you know, I use light, color, sound, all of that. Visualization is a powerful tool. Uh, that is going to be, like you say, the healing modes of the future. Well, it's already here. It has been here for 10 years, but they have denied it and denied it. You know, the scientists wouldn't get off their horse and admit that they were wrong and get us out of the Newtonian way of thinking, you know. And so I do many different types of therapy. Um, Healing in groups of 8 is very effective. Using a mask, healing in groups of 8, developing a team of 8 people to heal. There's something magical about the number 8. Um, but I can teach you that, and I'll teach you how to do it, no charge. And um, I'll do it on my other channel and teach you how to do that. And I'm not going to charge for my classes or anything on there, so it won't be in conflict with on passive where I'm looking like I'm trying to get my people to send on passive in my other. It's not that at all. I just want to share with because people are having such a hard time right now, Jeannie. Oh, I'm anxious to do that. I never want to have to charge again ever in my life. Unfortunately, right now I have a clientele that I do charge with because it's mostly psychological um, counseling and versus spiritual counseling. So I have had clients for 35 years that come to me on a regular basis, and so I'm looking forward to the day though when I have enough money and I could just say you don't have to pay me anymore. I'll take your calls anytime. I'm going to be so happy about that. I'm going to celebrate for the rooftop. Uh, and if necessary, we can teach on. We'll get together. You'll learn your class, and there'll be a lot of others that are going to be graduating pretty soon. And we can put special healing classes on Academy. That's one of the things that I'm really looking forward to. But there are so many things that I hold back in talking about and stuff on the other webinars because to tell you the truth, Ginny, sometimes some of the males are very, very nervous about psychic women. And I'm an on-wheel, so I'll say, I know the color of your shorts. You better not deal with me, too harshly. And their face will just fall like, maybe I can see their shorts. But it's funny. I like to do that just for ornament. But I want to help more than anything. And I want to have it be so open and above board that we don't have to hide in the dark anymore about what we can do and can't do. You know, uh, there's a lot of women on YouTube that are tarot readers that people think they're just fortune tellers, but I tell you, they have great gifts. I see them and I've seen them work, and a couple of them are my friends, and they're amazing. But having said all that, what I really want to do is spread the word of On Passive, the goodness about On Passive, and what it'll do for people. So I'm going to really do my homework, and on the next shows that we do, starting tomorrow night, I'm going to be a little more professional, and we're going to talk about On Passive totally. And then on my other channel, we can get into the in depth a little bit more about the meditation. But I would like, I see people like Ron Hurlburt, for one thing, worries me to death because he has heart trouble like my husband. I want to teach him a way that he can monitor his heart himself. That's what I do with mine. Um, and we got a lot, yes, we got a lot we could talk about with on passive. I would be interested in your point of view. And to be perfectly honest with me, you don't have to, you know, if there's something you think I'm off track about, let me know. Um, we are in the throes of a shift that most people think maybe the end of the earth is coming, where in fact it's just that this has happened millions of times before. We're moving into a different dimension, and it is going to take some adjustments, and raising our vibrations for one. And oh, I've got interesting things to talk to you. Please be frank with me. I love it. I don't know about what we can say about on passive that can hurt on passive because all of us love it so much. I don't think anybody is going to be mean about on passive unless they're from the outside. So I'm just going to pick the products and we're going to go through them and um, what we want to do, what we want, how we want to use them with Oh Bless, how we like my daughter's church. She's going to use Oh Connect, and she's so excited because they have such a huge missionary group in her church. And Zoom is so unpredictable. So she is really excited. Um, you're absolutely correct. It's exactly like a chrysalis, and we all have to find our own path and not depend on others' interpretation anymore. Not be so willing to accept what other people tell us. We need to get a little more connected with our true self. And I want to be part of that too. So hopefully I'll stay alive long enough to do some of the things I want to do. What do you want to do, darling? What do you want to do with On Passive? I would like to, yes, that's exactly right. You're exactly right. One of the things that I found with on passive is some of the ladies that are kind of reticent to speak, and once they open up, and you find out they're doctors and lawyers and they have prestigious positions in the world, and they're looking for completeness. And they just absolutely astound me, Jeannie, just astound me at their skills and I I talk about gifts like gifts God gives us, like we all have special things like your voice, your loving heart. All of those are gifts that are spiritual in nature. That's okay. That's okay. I can see it. It's not. I'm kind of slow on the uptake anyway, so it doesn't bother me at all. Especially this time of night. No, I, I would like to hear your I would like to hear your opinions about where you want to see us take this. I would like to hear from every single thought. I'm more geared to women right now because, like I said, it's open season on women, and I deal with battered women every day that have no options. And on passive is giving them a level playing field. So I don't want to exclude the guys because I love them. I don't want to discount them, but I have a habit of turning everything towards female problems, Uh, I know there. Jeannie, where are you working, honey? What work do you do right now? Are you a social worker, sweetheart? I get that you don't work with people all the time, that it is like something new for you. Is that true? Oh, so do I. I wish I had a quarter of what I've spent on education, that I had to work 2 or 3 jobs in order to do, and then, oh, Academy is going to just give it in abundance to people. They're going to be able to learn anything they want to learn. Well, I figured that you were very well schooled, very well disciplined, and I knew it was in corporate America. I didn't see you as a social worker, but all of a sudden I see this attitude coming out of you of love and generosity, and like it hasn't been fulfilled before. And I'm hoping that on passive lights you up from the inside out, because you're going to be a force to be reckoned with when people realize the enormous talent they're dealing with when they look at you. I knew it the minute I saw you. I fell in love with you. And I knew exactly what you were going to do. Oh, that sounds so much like me. That's what I got. I do. I do painting, pottery. Now I'm in a mad passion to make rag dolls for kids again. I know I go through it about every 10 years. Uh, every 10 years I want to make dolls. I don't know what happens to me. I get in the doll phase of making things. I paint with acrylics mostly. I use I make jewelry for everybody else out of clay, and I make Native American pots. I'm a I throw pots, so I do all those things too, and I have an artist's soul. But I see you doing all of that and more. So the songwriting, I think, that you have put on the back burner is just going to drive you crazy till you break out of your mold and really, really get into it. I see that being something you're going to do. We are definitely lights that people follow. If I don't mean that arrogantly, please. Sensitive people, there are about 26% of us in the world are ultra sensitive. Most of us are artists and musicians, artists, all the creative arts are bailiwick. But some are so. I'm one that I can't go shopping like in grocery stores and things like that, because I cannot withstand voices. I hear everybody's voice, and it can be overwhelming, almost like autistic children are. Uh, I hope that I can get a hold of Bill and have him help me a little bit with my uh, channel, because I want to do more expressive thumbnails, and I want to learn how to use thumbnails, and I haven't yet. But I used to do a lot with um, technology, and I don't anymore. Everything's kind of done for you. And when I started, we had room full of computers. You are empathic. and you're like I am. That's why I think you gravitated toward Mark. Mark is empathic also. I think he even borderlines on psychic. So does my daughter's partner. You know. Oh, I know. I can hardly wait for the products. Oh, Create's going to be, and Odit is another one I want to get my little fingers on because I like to do uh, animations and things like that. So it's going to be great. It's going to be great, honey. Are you going to move when on passive launches into a new environment? We're going to buy a new farm. We're going to buy a farm and you can just come live right beside me and we'll build a studio for all people that are like us. We'll have a gigantic place to grow food and paint all at the same time. I would love that. I would love to take everyone that I love on Audacity and bring them home with me. That's what my husband tells me. He says, I want to come home someday and there's going to be a whole house full of people that you've adopted, you know. And I said, I know, it would be exciting, you know. We're like that. I'm not going to be able to publish this this section we've been talking about here tonight. I'll have to make sure that other people don't listen to us talk about just silly stuff. Uh, well, I decided I'm a Californian, Jeannie, and I decided to stay here because of the need of the people here. Um, and the land is so reasonable. The tax on my property is like 1/5 of what my daughter pays in California. And it's beautiful land here, beautiful land. And people from, um, yeah, you're not, it's very similar to Pennsylvania. Heavily forested, beautiful, long, beautiful meadows and high mountains, lots of craggy mountains. California is so expensive, I can't afford to live there. That's why I'm not there. My daughter's there, though, however, and my granddaughter. I'm in West Virginia, just down below you. And that's where I think we're going to settle because we were looking at a farm with 348 acres. And oh my God, Jeannie, it's so gorgeous. I'm anxious for it to launch so we can start working toward buying it. West Virginia, that's where I'm at. Yeah, southern West Virginia. West Virginia is such a magical place, and the land is so beautiful, but the poverty is excruciating, Jeannie. Excruciating. The poverty is you get here and you get in the back hollers and stuff, or people they need so much and they just don't have anything and they're so proud and they're such wonderful people. I don't think I could abandon this area unless I did something for it before I left. You know what I mean? I want to be able to help these kids and my neighbors, and I want to take them all with me. But no, I'm not far from you. Um, I have good friends in Pennsylvania too, and they're founder friends. You would love my psychic friend Marianne. She's a founder also. A lot of people that follow me are psychic, and so consequently, they don't talk about being psychic being founders either. We got to keep that all to ourselves, you know. but I got a lot of them that follow me that are founders, and so we're. Uh, I love it here because I like the isolation, and we want to put up windmills. We want to have off the grid solar, and my son works with creating air to water machines, where we get water from the humidity, and the humidity here is very high. Oh, they are. I am so blessed, Jeannie, with the number of people that I have that do so many different things. They're all either farmers or um, crafty people, that can get by and survive. And so we're really looking forward to the launch because we'll all get our properties probably pretty close to each other because we have like-minded things that we want to do. I don't know how to say this, but what what better things could you do in your life than show people how to survive and well, you know? Um, and you do that by teaching them conservation with water, conservation of how to develop water systems and energy systems and all of that. That I think is where I want to be. That's what I want to be doing more than anything in the world and teaching them how to create beautiful things. I used to do beautiful Native American pots. And I got good at it, but I burned out because I was selling them. And I think when you make something that you create beautifully, you put it up for sale, somehow it just devalues the energy it took to create it. Does that make sense, Jeannie? Anything that I have made and sold, and I've done it all my life, I'll do it for a while and I never want to do it again because I made a product out of it instead of a joy of doing it. So I don't think I'm going to be selling anything I make ever again. I just don't think I'll do it. It doesn't work for me. But I know a lot of people that make a lot of money at artwork, But I like to experiment. Um, I like indigenous art. I like to make beautiful dream catchers and I do Native American beading and I do beaded moccasins and those are the things that I love to do. What do you think about this? I was going to talk about the innovation labs. Do you know the concept about them? What innovation labs are, Jeannie? Oh, I will post some. If I got some of my jewelry out there already that's floating around, but my pots I don't have. They're all packed away. Um, but do you know what an innovation lab is? And the reason I'm saying that, I want to kind of pick your brain a little bit because I want to explain to people. Do you remember years ago they used to call them feasibility studies and think tanks and things of that nature? That's what he's speaking of when he talks about the innovation lab technology. And it is so fascinating. Um, I lost my train of thought here. One of the concepts of innovation it's really used in industry at all the high tech corporations now. And what the labs do is my husband not he hasn't realized that I'm online on YouTube, and he's uh, it's a wonder he had his clothes on. That would have been lovely if he strolled in without. Oh, Christina, how? Oh, you make my heart sing, child. I'm so glad to see you. Um, we were talking. We were just getting into a little bit of discussion, Christina, darling, about um, innovation labs. And let me tell you, in the last 3 days, I found out so much about it that I want to share it because usually you can't shock an old woman like me. But, and we did, when I was in the business, we did strategic uh, problem solving all the time, but we called it uh, feasibility studies, and but this is a new element, relatively new, that organizations are using across all of the venues. It's open innovation is a strategy that's being taught at Harvard now, and it suggests the best ideas, solutions, the people necessary to solve your organization's problems, and they come from the outside of your company entirely. You don't recruit for open innovation internally. And that way, organizations can connect with talented people, breakthrough ideas across the industries. And it's all around us. The top companies around the world have figured out how to use the wisdom of the crowd to help them create products and services that we use every day. So this is the word innovation is really key here. And so when we're talking about them, uh, yeah, I know. I saw sweet Christina is so sweet. I I had to get my act in order real fast, Jeannie. I'm so glad you're here, Christina love. But anyway, I wanted to tell you what I found out about this strategy. And it is so unique and it's so Mr. Ash. It's exactly who he is. And he's been giving us hints about it down the line, that they were testing this and they're looking at that and they're, refiguring things out. And he didn't say that the labs were going to be physical uh, places. They're going to be more groups of people in different areas across the world outside of OnPassive to bring new innovation into the company. And I was so amazed at this um, process because, new ideas can come from where you least expect it. They can just drop out of the sky sometimes. But companies provide their customers with services uh, without losing business to smaller, nimble companies that can disrupt the status quo this way too. They they call innovative strategy technology disrupting, and you always hear Ash talk about we're going to be disruptive. That's what he's talking about. So I was really excited about that, and I hadn't heard Marty or read or anybody talk about it. And it not only encompasses our products, all our products, but the new physical products, the research that they can do is absolutely amazing. Is Christina still with us? Can you hear me, Chris, darling? Well, she might have difficulty typing in. I think she's still here because I still see her. Christina is a lovely soul, and I adore her. When she gets her stuff, I just want you to be here too, honey. Are you? I know you're still in the throes of healing. I love you, and I'm glad you're here. I hope you're here with me every time we record. We were talking about before when we were not concentrating on passive, we were talking about art and some of the things that we wanted to do once on passive launched. Uh, and so if you want to add anything, Christina, jump in and just start talking to me because I love you and I love having you. You and Jeannie are two of my favorite people in on passive, and I can't believe how fortunate I have been to have you both here. And I didn't even really advertise this. I thought I was going to squeak by the first night and not have to do anything really tough, you know. But I have you, and I feel like I've been rewarded. Oh, you know, Jeannie, I think that we can do something as females with this kind of venue that will raise many people up, don't you? I mean, Maya Angelou, she had a she she had a post one time that said that people may not remember what you say, but they will remember how you make them feel. And if we can make one little girl that's been hiding in the shadows feel like she could conquer the world, I swear we're going to be stellar human beings when it comes our turn to cross over. Oh, you don't have to be humbled, Christina. You're the most beautiful. We were talking about, you know, that I'm a psychic, honey, and I have to kind of keep it under wraps, you know. I'm going to have another channel here on YouTube where we're going to talk about meditation and how to lift other people and our own souls up and our vibrations. So I'm going to do two things at one time here with YouTube. There's so many things that we can do for the sensitives of the world, like you, Christina, and myself and Jeannie, where people don't understand what it means to be a sensitive. They don't understand that you can walk in a crowd and you feel like you're being bombarded and nobody said a word. And you're battered by other people's souls too close to yours. And you feel like you're being smothered. And I'm one that I love to love my family. And I'm not a great hugger, you know, and stuff because my skin is so super sensitive to touch, and like even picking up people's clothing, I pick up all their vibrations and stuff. So I am really a weirdo, It's hard, but when I see this in other people, I just want to reach out and hug them, even though I don't love anybody hugging me. I just want to tell you it's all right because we are the ones that are going to rise above this shift in the best form. We may not feel like it yet, but it's coming. Oh, bless you. Thank you for that, Jeannie. But I am a little weird. I hate to admit it. Uh, I'm a musician like you. I mean, I remember I remember my time of drinking alcohol and driving with one eye closed and trying to get home without killing somebody. I never was an innocent, but I think that we are. I think that we are so lucky to be in the group that we are. Don't you, Christina? I just feel like, okay, I used to say, when I was saying my prayers, well, if I can't do this, will you please tell me what I can do? I would get so frustrated and I talk to God just like he's my partner and I bargain with him. And you know how weird that is. You don't bargain with God, but I do. And so my husband laughs at me. He said, you don't tell God what to do. I said, no, I just give him other options that may work for me better. But we laugh about it all the time. But I have been targeted for many, many years, especially in corporate America. We didn't dare mention uh, our background or that we were psychic or that I did remote control for the government or that I was running a psychic network. No, we didn't talk about that when we were working for the Department of Defense until they wanted me to be tested so they could use me. Then all of a sudden, it was okay to be psychic because I was going to be doing work for them. So you know how the world is. As long as you got something they want, it's okay. But if they don't want it, then it's not so good. So I have been very careful about broadcasting the fact that I am as psychic as I am. And people ask me, well, do you see this and do you see that? Uh, of course I do, but I don't reveal it because that is a code of ethics every good psychic has. We don't reveal things that about other people. It's just not right. It's like the doctor breaking their codes. I never do unless they ask me to. But I had to kind of giggle the other night. Mike Ellis, God love him, is very religious and very staunch and everything. And something come over me on Sunday night. Uh, oh, I wanted to tease him so bad because I'm a big tease. And I thought to myself, you better keep your mouth shut, old girl. You're going to stick your number 9 foot in it. And so I was going to tell him, I like those purple shorts you got on, Mike. I said, no, you're not going to do that, Will. And so I started laughing, and I know he thinks I'm really a nutcase now, but I was laughing and thinking, oh, I could shock you so bad because he's so um, what's the word for it? He's so disciplined and he's so smart and he's such a good man. I wouldn't do that to him, but every once in a while, the devil makes me do dumb things. uh, but I have great fun with what I do. And I think we need to laugh a little bit more. We need to be serious, but we need to be laughing a little bit more. And we need to smile at ourselves a little bit more. Uh, oh, I'm the same way with my grandkids, Christina. They own me lock, stock, and barrel. You know, they're everything to me. Anyway, I'm rattling on here. You know that I'm a little fruitcake tonight because I really wasn't. I didn't think anybody would come and see me tonight, so I thought, well, I could try out the platform and see if I'm using, in case you guys want to do this, let me tell you what I found was the best way to accomplish starting your channel here on YouTube. And I joined what they call Restream. It's Restream.com, and they will broadcast you live. And there's a free section you can have, or the next is $16 a month, and then it goes up to $41 a month. However you want to pay it, you can buy a lot of things that go along. I just wanted the bare bones, but they're very good. They teach you the basics without getting you too confused. But a lot of it you have to go in and ask them to refine it for you. But it works. Like if you want to use, say for example, you want to go live using Zoom. And a lot of people like to because they can have their backgrounds and this. But Restream, all my background is coming through Restream. It's not coming through Zoom tonight. This is all Restream. They have their own studio that you could upload your backgrounds to. They will broadcast it. They will save the recording, and they will apply a thumbnail to your recording, your video. So I figured for $16, I got my money's worth. I really did. That's all right. We're gonna have lots of time to talk about products. I just want to get out to people some of the things they want to know right now. The long lag has to do with YouTube, not Restream. Restream is fast as a flash, but I'm not real familiar with the streaming chats yet, and that's why it's a lag. You can set them up to where they're really fast, and to tell you the truth, Jeannie, I haven't found out how to do that yet. But there's in the back office on YouTube, they have your studio. You can go in and you can set the chat to either slow mode or really fast. And the reason I keep it at slow mode is people don't get lost. When there's a lot of people in here, you'll see some of the other chats. It just flies by. People don't get their questions answered and stuff. And I kind of like the lag for that reason. It gives me time to look at more than one question at a time and get answers. Yeah, I know that I can click them up higher, but I think the more people we get in here and they are entering text, there won't be such a lag, Jeannie, if you know what I mean. If somebody's typing right after you, it'll be faster, in other words. But I'm going to go look at it tomorrow and see if I can find how I can set the feed up more. Yeah, just one level up, and I think I can do that. Now, a lot of times, a lot of the people that I follow on YouTube do just the opposite. They want to keep it slower because they have 160, 70, 80 people typing at the same time. And they try to pick up the questions, And when we get so big, which I hope we do, we might have to have it slow down again. But tomorrow, for the smaller groups, I will go ahead and I will look and see if I can get it kicked up some. I don't want to rock the boat right now because I might hit something that throws us off into the universe. I'm lucky I'm on you right now. Um, yes, Jeannie, they can see the real time chat, and they can see the comment. There'll be comment sections underneath where they can comment too. Um, but with Restream, the way they set it up like a small studio. And they'll even give where if you've got people you're calling, they'll divide the screen in spaces for your guest, and they'll put background around it, and they'll do a lot of things that YouTube doesn't. Uh, YouTube does it, but you got to go to another place to get it done. Uh, I bet you they see us chatting away over everything, not on passive. I'm tempted to really kind of delete this this one, you know. Uh, okay, private chat. Okay, I got private chat. But let's see. That's where I can privately talk to you. No, and they call it chat overlay. I think that when you go back to the station, it'll have a comment section that you can comment on. Um, I can go back and change that if they have shut that down. Okay, I'm going to start with the Innovation Labs tomorrow night, Christina, since I missed it tonight. And then I'm going to go and we're going to talk about O Bless and O Academy and O DIT and uh, some of the products that we're all anxious to be using, like O Connect. O Connect is just I am just chomping at the bit for that. Yeah, this is my inaugural address here with two people I love dearly. That's good. But I would, I'm not embarrassed about doing this because I want this kind of platform. I want people who come in to talk about themselves and what they want from On Passive, what they can give on Passive. Do they want to learn about the nuts and bolts? And we'll have engineer Mike come and explain what we can do about hashtags and all that. What do you think about that, Christina? Do you think that would work as well as, you know, talking about what they're doing on the standard webinars? I think what engineer Mike does on his webinar on Sunday is he teaches old ladies like me not to be afraid to get in YouTube and create your own channel. That's what he did for me. So I'm anxious. He promised me that he would come in as soon as I let him know. He'd come in and he would discuss technology with us if we wanted to learn more about the technology of things. So I love him. I just think he's a darling man. And so those are going to be some of my topics. And I'm going to be really open ended and ask people what they want to talk about. I want them to come in and say, hey, I don't understand this. Will you please define it better or find a better way to explain it? And if I can't, I'll go get somebody, if that means I have to call Ash, and I will get it explained. And I'm going to bring some of the people that I have brought in to join me on Zoom, and we're going to have Zoom meetings also, Christina, where you could come in and sit and watch, and just like on a regular Zoom meeting. But I kind of like this format for maybe one night a week where we can just chat. And then maybe 2 nights a week, we will have really informative, in-depth discussions about product. How does that sound, ladies? Do you know, Christina, a lot of women are very smart women, but they don't use their like a regular computer at home. They're used to using their phone, they can use that. Mike is so sweet. He just is so sweet and wonderful and patient. Like I, he told me, he said, "Well, pull up and do a screen share with me." So I got the screen share up easily and everything. Then I hit the wrong button and it all went to hell. And I saw, oh my God, Mike, he says, "That's all right, honey. That's all right. Just go here and push that." He was so patient that I just wanted to reach across the world and give him a kiss. He was just darling. Any mother would be proud of that boy. But anyway, how about 2 nights a week being straight up, straight arrow, doing what we're supposed to, and maybe one night a week we just kick back and bitch a little bit, maybe, or just talk about things that we need to talk about to get off our chest. The weight is enough to the wait is just interminable for some people. They are, yeah, that's what I wanted to do, Jeannie. Two times a week for products and one time a week for free chat. Just kick back, come in, and we'll talk about everything. And I think that will give us a break. We'll do it, the chat on the in between, like Monday or Tuesday, we'll do the straight talk, Wednesday or Thursday, we'll do a open chat, or Saturday night, we might save for open chat. And if we can get people in like Mike to come in and open up your hearts to accepting you can do this, and it's just a matter of following a few instructions. You can get into Restream, you can get into Google, you can get into YouTube, and you can use them all. And I tell you, ladies, we're going to need them all. We're going to need this knowledge. And like I say, I've been working on the computers. I've had my own computer since it only had 4 gigabytes of one of the very first computers that come out. I've had one. But that doesn't mean that I'm a software expert, because software changes every year. If you don't stay on top of it, you can get behind very, very fast, And so a lot of the new applications that are out there, I have no clue how to use, and I don't particularly want to, that bad. It doesn't feel like waiting to me so much either, except when my husband gets really sick. Then I get a little panicky and want something to start where we could start earning money right away, But Christina, I'm so glad you did find me, because I didn't advertise, I didn't tag anybody, because I was a little embarrassed. I did have something solid to talk about. I was going to talk for a half an hour on innovative labs, but I felt it was so much more fun to talk to Jeannie and just chat and figure out what the hell we're going to do in the next few weeks, Saturday night is Papua New Guinea. Are they on at 11 to 12? We can be flexible, Christina. If we interfere with anybody's time, we could switch our time. I don't know what time. I think they're midnight, aren't they, Christina? Midnight to their times. I'm not sure. I'll look into it, though. I promise you. So I tried to do it late night because most of the webinars are over by 10 or 11, and I figured I think it is midnight. Yeah, I think it's here. if you miss a webinar, most everyone now is putting their webinars on YouTube. And you can come in and you can do a search for them. You can search for PNG. Most of their webinars are on YouTube also. And so I think that Mike is much more qualified than me, Jeannie, to teach tech. I can teach you how to get in and out of things. I can create, how you do presentations and those kind of things I can do easily. And I use that technology because it's been around for a long time. But the new stuff I'm not. And so I need to get up to speed with it. And I intend to, but I think on passive is going to spoil us to the max because when it comes out, it's going to be push button. And we're not going to have to scramble our brains to try to understand how to use it because Ash promised us that he was going to have tutorials for every product. And so that's going to be Microsoft, for example, really ruined the industry in they make you pay for tutorials for a product you buy for them. And they're money gougers. So consequently, a lot of people won't buy like PowerPoint. They won't buy instructions to use PowerPoint. And some of them are not that good at it. But I think that we're going to have fun with this. And since I've done one now, well, two really, I am going to have fun. I'm going to make up my mind that this is going to be not only informative, but we're going to love doing it. And everybody's going to have a piece of it. And that's my desire. If I can pull it off, I'll pull it off, And I think we're going to have fun with it. And I think we're going to have compassion too, where it's needed. I get a lot of people talking to me about why they don't go to webinars. So I've been compiling a list of what annoys them about the webinars. And so I'm going to try to reach a happy medium where we can give the people a little more lighter version maybe of what some of the others are doing now. I don't want to sit anymore through any more webinars that I have to prop my chin up to stay awake. I want to at least become actively involved in it. And that's what I want you guys to feel like when you come in, I want you to talk to me and say, okay, I'm going to sleep here. Tell me about this. Anything. I don't care. We'll work it out that way. Well, if PNG is on at midnight and we do it 11 to 12, we ought to be okay, don't you think? Christina, is that okay with you, honey girl? I want to keep it in the middle. I could even do it 10 to 12. I could move things around. I'm an old lady. I'm at home, and I don't have any schedule after 9 o'clock. I'm free. Those are my times to play. So I can do that. I can switch it around. I was even thinking of doing a early morning one where we could get together. But I'm not a morning person. I'm really a grump. So I kind of hate to. I don't want to do early morning because I'm afraid I'll drive everybody away. I have to have 5 cups of tea before you can deal with me. Even my dog goes by me quietly in the morning. He doesn't talk to me. So anyway, I love you too. I'm going to let you go. And I'll have to edit this a little bit, but I may leave it on just to show that we were playing. And I want them to feel that they can play too. Uh, I'm going to see, Jeannie, I'm going to see about an early morning chat on, I'm going to do lives on Facebook, and they're just going to be short 20-minute lives. How does that sound? Maybe short 20-minute coffee and tea chat on Facebook in the mornings, early mornings, that keep our passive chats for in the evening hours. Just think about it and then throw your ideas back, because I'm really flexible and I'll try anything so we can get a good. I want to tell you this. We all need to be involved here. Really, really get involved. You want to become as visible as you possibly can be. Trust me, I know what I'm saying here, and that's why I'm on here, because we need to be visible. And I want you all that come to my chat, I want you all playing a part so you're visible, so you're seen, you're heard, they hear you, they see you. The only bad thing with YouTube is there's no voice chat. You can't. I don't think. I haven't found out. I might be able to find and see if there is voice chat somewhere, but they'll see what you put and how you participate. So we want to be so visible that they can't ignore us anymore. That was a naughty thing to say, but I'm just kidding. I love all of the ones that have been so good to me, like Milo and Julie and oh gee, and Mike and all of them. But thank you, Jeannie. You just made my whole night, darling girl, and Christina. We're going to make you a star. We're going to get Christina to record something for our background. And so we could listen to her voice before we start live. That's what I want to hook up with Bill Musses and tell him that Willow needs some help. record that beautiful song you had for on passive, and we'll put it in our background, Jeannie. What do you think about that? Bill's been sick, though. I don't think he's feeling well. In fact, I know he's not. We won't bug him right away. We'll wait. I love you. I had so much fun with you and so glad you were here. I hope you'll have fun with me too. And I hope you will know that I'm not all nutsy. I have many things to teach. On my other channel I'm going to start, and I want you to come and see me there too. I don't ever want to be away from you. So God love you. I love you. I'm going to let you go now. And tomorrow night, 11 o'clock, I'm going to come on like a professional. I say that and I have to giggle. Okay. Goodbye, darlings. I love talking with you two girls. Okay. Bye-bye.